Well, got these two done finally. This is the one that took forever to get the belts. Took 12 days. So got it done this morning. Got that one done a few days ago, but it took a long time to get parts for this too. Not as long as this other one, but it took a long time. I don't know what's going on, but man, it's gotten really bad last few days. So, well, windshield wipers. I bought windshield wipers for my truck, and it took, what, I don't know, maybe a month and a half. I forgot all about them, to be honest. So, this one, you know, you just run into things sometimes. You know, it's a simple belt change. Should have taken all of an hour. It took almost 3 hours. Because I got in there and the upper belt was all jammed up because somebody has, looks like, taken a ratchet strap or something and hooked it in here. And it bent this wall back up against the belt. I mean, I don't know what else it was. Something bent that right there down. Maybe it was a stick. I don't know what it was. But I had to take this wheel off and bend it down. I know that seems like a minor problem, but it's really tight to work in here. There's just no room. So you there's the belt right there, and it just jammed right up against it. So it took me some time to figure out how I was going to get that to pull out. And of course, I didn't really want to take the tire off because you risk it being stuck. And that means you got to heat it up and burn it off and pound and pry and deflate the tire. Wasn't looking forward to that at all. But anyway, they're done. And so you try to figure out, is it even worth working on these things? Now, other than that one, the spindles on this one, on the John Deere, everything was maintenance items. Everything, belts, transmission fluid, all of it was maintenance items. New blades on both of them. Well, that's not entirely true. So I had to get new spindles for that one. That was not a maintenance item. And I had to weld the deck on both of them. So they say that if you exceed half the value of the lawnmower, that you shouldn't work on them. And I kind of agree with that. In the scenario that the customer doesn't pay, I need to know if I can sell the lawnmower. And I think I can. And still make the money back on it. Actually make the money that I need to make. And maybe even make a little extra. The MTD is only valued about $350. I think if you have a good running machine, that you probably could get, you know, $400 out of it. But if nothing else, you can get the $350. So that would be more than what I've got into that one. Now the John Deere can range anywhere from $400 to $700. Now I don't know if you can get $700 in an area like this on this one, but I do have more money into that one. So in this particular case, it seemed reasonable to me that if I had to sell the black mower, I could sell it for more than what I've got into it. And if I had to, I could sell this for a little bit less than what I got into it. And between the two of them, still make more than what I needed out of the both of them. But you know, John Deere's, they seem to sell. They seem to do okay on Facebook Marketplace. It's a running mower. It does good. It cuts. Everything works like it's supposed to. It's got new transmission fluid, new belts, new spindles. Deck's been repaired. So, you know, it's gonna sell. Maybe not this year, because it's starting to get late in the year to start selling mowers. So that's the reason I proceeded with this one, is if the customer doesn't pay, I can still make the money back on it. But like on an MTD, if you start getting up there too high on the cost, you're never going to make the money back on it. Got to be careful. So I guess you just have to analyze every job. And I'm more of a procedural person. You know, I'd like to be able to write a procedure and anybody be able to do the job. But in this case, I think if I'd have wrote a procedure a month ago, that we would have turned down the job on the MTD and likely turned down the job on the John Deere. See, the John Deere is a little bit of a maybe, a what if, you know, type of thing, because when I originally got the job, I was going to replace the belts and the spindles. That was it. But when I got into it, the fan blade on the transmission was broke. So now you got to take the transmission down. And I asked him, do you want me to replace that? He said, yeah. Well, of course, now that you got it down, you just as well replace the transmission fluid, because it's going to be bad, because it didn't have a fan cooling the oil, so it's going to be burnt. And it was black. It was terrible. So now, you know, it creeps up on you. Before long, you've invested so much into it, it's like, I'm in it for a penny, you're in it for a pound type of thing. So either you fix it, or you start returning parts that you don't need because you're not going to fix it. But no matter what, Carolyn has said, we can fix lawnmowers as long as we can sell the lawnmower for what we have in it for parts. Which, you know, just forget about the labor. Sell it for what we have. That way we at least make our money back. And we still get the YouTube video revenue from it. You figure I got, what, 2 videos on that, on the John Deere. And the thing about the John Deere is it's a high value video because I did the transmission fluid change. You know, not everybody does that. So that's going to get a lot of views. The MTD, I got 2 videos out of. So, you know, there's going to be some revenue for the rest of the YouTube channel's life from these 2. So if you have to, you can always drop it down. It's aggravating because you put so much time and effort into it, and it's really hot. And so you're doing this out in the heat. I know some trolls, gonna get some air conditioner. What are you, stupid? Well, then you just raise your overhead. The other thing I find funny about this is, you know, the trolls come in and they act like big tough guys. You're just too stupid. You're not manly enough to do anything. While they're sitting in their air-conditioned room, pounding on a keyboard, drinking a beer. You know, so don't tell me about manly. So, but this morning, getting back to that black mower. I came out here at 6:30. It was still nice and cool. And I thought, I'm going to get this belt changed in no time, and I'll be done before it gets too hot. And then I ran into that bent frame, and the frame itself took me an hour to figure out how I was going to get it straightened up or get the belt off. I tried to drop the transmission. I tried to remove the pulley. None of it worked. The pulley, there's a bar that goes across the pulley right above the nut, so you can't even get an impact in there to get it out. You drop the pulley, you'd have to take drop the transmission. I had to take the deck off because there would have been a bunch of brackets and stuff that I would have had taken off. So that wasn't cost effective. So it finally just boiled down to, I guess I'm gonna have to see if I can get that tire off, which it slid right off. So that was great news. But it took me an hour. So now I'm at 7:30 and I'm sweating because now I'm really doing some physical labor trying to get that thing to straighten up. And so by 8:30, 9 o'clock, I finally got the job finished. So, you know, And the thing is when you get hot, and this is a fact, your body just gets tired, it starts to slow down. So now you're trying to fight aggravation, and your temper is getting riled up. I mean, over things that shouldn't be getting riled up over. It's like, you know, I forgot to pull the camera because, you know, I gotta make video of everything. I forgot to grab the camera, so I had to get back up. Oh, that just aggravated me. And I don't usually get aggravated about that kind of stuff. But anyway, they're washed up. I don't typically wash mowers for repairs. I do for service. I don't air the tires or any of that just for a repair. But in this case, there's so much money in it, I thought, well, I guess go ahead and air up the tires and we'll wash them just to make sure that, you know, the customer knows that I'm trying. The nice thing about this is I'm not warranting either one of them, and he agreed to it. They're both older than 10 years. So, you know, I don't warranty anything older than 10 years. I forget what the John Deere is. Well, I actually forget what both of them are. I think the John Deere is a 2006. And this one is a 2006. So I guess maybe they're both the same age. Yeah, John Deere doesn't like to tell you any information about their mowers. You can come over here and look at the Briggs date. 05. So it's an 05. So what is that? That's a 12-year-old mower, 11-year-old mower. So 20. I'm sorry. That's a 22-year-old mower and a 21-year-old mower. So they're well beyond the warranty stage. And he said okay. And that's what I do is I send a text message and tell them my warranty, my hours, types of payment I can take, just a whole list of things. And then I say, can you say okay before we proceed? He replied back instantly. So the warranty makes me feel better. It's not like I was going to get sued or anything. I don't think I'd ever get sued over a few $100s or whatever. I mean, they might take me to small claims court, but I take pictures of everything and try to document everything. So it's not likely that I would get sued. It's the reputation. Them sending out something saying, you know, this guy charged me all this money and it still doesn't run. I can send out the warranty and say, look, you agreed to that. So old machines, things break. You know, that Cub Cadet down there, you know, I serviced that over the spring, early spring, late winter, early spring. And he questioned, didn't you check that when you put that on, that belt on? Well, I'm sure I did. I check them all. I always rotate them, make sure they sound okay, they're not loose. But that doesn't mean an old mower isn't just going to give up. You know, it's I wonder what that age of that one is. Let's go take a look. I gotta pick these old belts up. I hang on to old belts until I've test driven the lawnmower. That way, if there's something wrong with the belt, I can always put the old one back on, at least temporarily. Let's see how old this one is. Need my glasses. That's a 2012. So it's was that 15 years old? So, you know, it's starting to get up there in age. I can't think what year it is. 2006 or 2026 or 2027. So you know, and I'm making everybody sign warranties now. This one I didn't, but it's just a service. And I should have, but I mean, if he wants to pitch too big of a fit, I'll just keep it, buy him a new one. You know, give him his replacement cost. And I still got that push more. So, you know, sometimes I just have to make decisions. Like I said, I would rather have procedures for everything, but I just can't. So I guess I'll jump off of here. So if you'll click this up in Xbox to take the video over to my other channel, I'd appreciate it. Go check it out. So hope I can inspire you. Come up with a plan. Sing, live your dreams. Thanks for watching.